coach and NLP practitioner, helping introverts beat fear and self-doubt and design the life they love. How is it possible to be happy when the world seems to be collapsing around us? And I asked my own coach this when I was reading her book on manifestation. Pam Lidford, she's an amazing coach, and she wrote the book 16 Seconds, A Practical Guide to Manifestation. And as I'm reading it, and we're talking about vibrational levels and how if the goal that we're wanting to achieve has a really high vibrational level and ours is quite low, it can be hard to achieve that. And I was asking her about how it's possible to keep your vibrational level high when things are going wrong in the world. And for me, it was when my children were so unhappy. How is it possible as a mum to stay happy myself? And it can be a really hard thing to get to grips with. I know that lots and lots of people are watching the news at the moment and despairing about the war. I think we all are, but some of us are watching it and taking it in more than others. There are thousands of people out there in chronic pain, in terrible situations, and having my own children feeling stressed about exams and life and all sorts of things. So how is it possible to keep us and ourselves happy and moving forward in life and growing when all of this is going on? Because that can bring about a huge amount of feelings of guilt. We've had to live through 2 years of COVID and life being really strange for us all. But the thing is, we have to look at what we can do instead. How does it help us to be miserable, to keep ourselves down? One of the things I had to look at with my children is how does it benefit them if I'm miserable for them? If I'm taking all of that stuff on for them and taking on how miserable they may feel, how is that going to help them? And the fact is that it's not actually going to help anybody, and it's certainly not going to help me, but it's also not going to help the atmosphere in our house. I received a message yesterday telling me about a young man who has decided to get in his van and go and help with the war effort. He is doing shuttle trips from Vienna to Poland to bring people back and to provide supplies. I'm not at all surprised that he's doing this. He always talked about making a difference in the world, and here he is stepping up and taking action. It's absolutely amazing that he's doing that, and we can support people who do those things, but not all of us are equipped to do that kind of practical action. We have children to look after, we have jobs to continue, we have lives to lead that cannot stop just because of things that are going on in the world around us, and that could be quite a hard thing to manage. It's really tempting to just stop living, to use the war as an excuse to not follow our dreams. Why should we be happy when the rest of the world is not? And again, I would ask the question of what good is it doing the rest of the world for us not to grow and progress? The more we grow and progress, the more we can impact the rest of the world. So when I was struggling with how to be happy when my children were not, I did a bit of research and I started looking for tools to help me keep my vibrational level higher than it was feeling in those moments of despair and worry and confusion and not knowing what to do. So here are a few simple tools to help you raise your happiness. I've already mentioned the first one, which is acknowledging that being miserable yourself when everything else in the world is not feeling very happy is not going to help the situation. Creating an unstable, unhappy atmosphere in your own home is not going to help anyone else anywhere, least of all yourself. And the next simple thing you can do is notice when you do feel good. For me, when I go for a walk, I have laser focus on the things that make me feel happy. So seeing blossoms coming out on the tree, seeing a bird jump across the path, seeing the squirrels, all of those sorts of things. Even when it's raining, I can look outside my door and see a beautiful yellow daffodil that's brightening up the grey day. So for me, I notice those things really, really targeted. I make a conscious notice of them. And then I notice how it feels in my body. So I pay close attention to the feeling in my body. My chest expands, my head lifts, my shoulders go back, and I look up and everything feels so much lighter and better. And having those small moments, even if they are small moments in your life, can really help to channel that feeling of gratitude and happiness in tiny, simple things. Listening to a piece of music, doing some artwork. For me, I did an art class this week. It's the first art class I've done since I left university in 2000, so that's been a long time. And I did these paintings behind me, and I really just enjoyed getting into the process of mucking around with crayons and paint. It was a brilliant thing to do. There were 6 of us together doing it, and having that time with friends and doing something creative really lifted my spirits, and it felt good, and noticing how that feels good in those moments. Those are the things. So the next point of a simple tool is to think of somebody you love. And when we think of someone we love, we automatically get filled with those good hormones. When somebody loves us back, and when we remember and think about the times that they showed their love towards us, it could be a cuddle with a child, or it could be your partner cooking dinner for you, or it could be sitting with your grandma having a talk, or all of these different things. Think about them and do some deep breaths. So breathe in all the way down to your belly. You want your belly to expand out when you're doing deep breathing, and then blow it all away. So when you feel good and do think of somebody that you love, and you do that nice deep breathing, just makes you feel much happier, much calmer, much more present within yourself. So that's another thing that you can do. Next, we want to notice our body language. When we're not feeling good, we tend to hunch up. We fold our arms, we hunch our shoulders, we put our head down. And already I feel worse than I did a few seconds ago. So when we're in that and we hunch up, and sometimes people curl up into balls and they make themselves very, very, very small when they're not feeling good. But if we just open up and expand ourselves, lift our head up, put our shoulders back and smile, even if you don't always feel like smiling, it will automatically make you feel better. And then, of course, there's the wonderful Mel Robbins, who I talk about a lot. I love Mel, and she has a morning routine, which goes something like this. You lie in your bed and you put your hand on your heart before you get up, and you breathe, and you say, I'm okay, I am safe, I am loved. And when you tell yourself that with your hand over your heart, we really feel it subconsciously. So you can start the day with a really positive set of affirmations. I am okay, I am safe, I am loved. The other thing, of course, we do every morning is we give ourselves a high five in the mirror to say, good job, well done, you've got up and you're going to get going for the day. So the high fiving in the mirror, big fan of it. One of the things that Mel talks about, also my coach used to talk about, is brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, you use your left. If you're left, you use your right. And think of all the things you're grateful for. It just means that your brain has to concentrate a lot harder. And so all of those little things that you're grateful for, but be really specific. So don't say, I'm grateful for my children. You say, I'm grateful for my daughter because she does X, Y, and Z. I'm grateful for my partner because they do X, Y, and Z, or they help me to feel X, Y, and Z, or I'm grateful for the fact that I have a home and it keeps me warm and safe. So be really specific in what you're grateful for. Make the bed. So Mel's a big fan of making the bed when you get up. And I have to say, I'm a little bit sporadic with this, but I know that when I have made the bed and I go up to my bedroom at night, I'm like, yay, I made the bed. It looks so good. It looks so comforting and inviting. So making the bed, I acknowledge, and I'm making much more of an effort to do at the moment, is a really great thing to set you up for the day. Mel also lays out all her exercise clothes on the floor, so when she gets out of the bed, she literally trips over them. So if you're one to do exercise in the morning, but you're not necessarily always motivated to do it, that's a good way of triggering your brain to see the stuff there and go, oh yeah, that's what I do. I've got to go and do that. And one of the final things I'm going to talk about very, very briefly is my 7-day power up. But this is within my membership. So for my members, they have short 2 to 3 minute clips of a video that I've recorded every day, and there's one for 7 days, and it helps with anchoring powerful states. So it's a brilliant exercise free to my members, where you power up your day across 7 days, and you can use it anytime you need to have a bit of a boost to the way you're feeling. When the world around us is being really difficult, when things feel hard, those are the times when we probably need to ask for help most, and when we do it the least. I know I've done that myself so many times, is in the times of need, that's when I've sort of hunkered down and gone into myself, and my introvert has come out and I don't ask for the help. But that is the time when we need it. So if you are worried about finding help, if you're worried about really not wanting to progress because you feel guilty about having that opportunity, then think about how much difference you can make to the world if you are feeling better about yourself, if you are progressing, if you're growing, and how much impact that can have on the world. I know how hard it can be to make those appointments. So we've made it really simple. You can book via my website. So you don't even speak to me until you have decided. You put in the date, we send you a Zoom link. It's really, really simple. So if you would like to have a conversation with me about how you can grow, how you can make your world a bit of a brighter place, then please go onto the website, book an introductory call. And that is just for us to get to know each other, see if I can help you or not. Not every client is right fit for me. So come and find out. In the meantime, if you enjoy seeing my videos, please remember to hit all the buttons along the bottom, subscribe, the notification bells, and always remember to have a really powerful day.